Follow our live blog for the latest updates on Prime Minister's questions in the House of Commons. Kemi Badenoch suggested Sir Keir Starmer should resign during a fiery exchange at Prime Minister's questions after 2.7 million people backed a petition calling for a fresh general election. During the astonishing PMQ's battle, the Conservative leader blasted Labour for making everything worse with its tax and spend plans. After Sir Keir began asking whether the Tories would reverse his national insurance hike, Ms. Badenoch shot back, "If he wants to know what Conservatives would do, he should resign and find out." Referencing the viral petition, she added, "There's a petition out there, 2 million people asking for him to go." He's the one who doesn't know how things work. It's not governments who create growth, it's business. The PM retorted that the Tories haven't got a clue what they're doing. SNP Westminster leader Stephen Flynn said, "We're currently in the middle of BBC Anti-Scam Awareness Week, and of course the advice in that context is always simple. If you see a scam, you should report it." So with that in mind, can the Prime Minister advise the House? Is he aware of anyone who's promised to reduce energy bills only for them to increase? Is he aware of anyone who promised to back business only to tax business? And is he aware of anyone who promised to protect pensioners only to pick their pockets for their winter fuel allowance? Commons Speaker Sir Lindsay Hoyle told off the Who's Roger Daltrey for clapping in response to the question from the public gallery. Sir Ed Davey called on the PM to reverse its decision to strip winter fuel payments from millions of pensioners. The Liberal Democrat leader referred to Ofgem's announcement last week that the energy price cap would go up from January after a 10% hike last month. He said, "Millions of people are really worried about how they are going to make ends meet this winter." Not least hundreds of thousands of pensioners who are in poverty but above the pension credit limit who will now lose winter fuel payments. So with energy bills going up again, will the Prime Minister reconsider and restore winter fuel payments? Sir Keir said, "The long-term way to deal with this is clean power by 2030 to make sure we drive those energy bills down on a permanent basis." On the winter fuel allowance, he knows very well what the government's position is, and I've rehearsed it with him many times. The Tory leader took aim at Chancellor Rachel Reeves amid allegations she embellished her CV and was running a customer relations department dealing with complaints at Halifax Bank of Scotland when she said she was an economist. Kemi Badenoch said that everyone is unhappy with the government. She asked, "Isn't it a good thing that the Chancellor is an expert at customer complaints?" The Prime Minister replied, "They come here every week with absolutely nothing to offer except complaints." The Tory leader referred to a petition signed by more than 2 million people calling for another general election. She told Sir Keir Starmer, to know what Conservatives would do, he should resign and find out. Until then, I am the one asking the questions. There's a petition out there, 2 million people asking him to go. He's the one who doesn't know how things work. It is not governments that creates growth, it is business. His employment secretary, I don't see her here, she wants more young people in work, but businesses say they are cutting jobs because of the Chancellor's budget. His deputy prime minister, she's not here, her employment rights bill will stop businesses hiring, that's what they say. The CBI, Confederation of British Industry, said on Monday that the dots of the government's policy don't join up. They're right, aren't they? The PM replied. On Monday, she said that she wouldn't reverse the increase in national insurance. Yesterday, on their legacy legislation, their predecessor, they couldn't decide what their position was. Today, they've launched a policy commission asking other people to give them some ideas for government. She talks about a petition. We had a massive petition on the 4th of July in this country. We spent years taking our party from a party of protest to a party of government. They are hurtling in the opposite direction.